Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. This is our daily reading, taking a look at current situation and the influences around that. I'm using a different deck. I do not know what this deck is. Here's the side of it. I have it in a pouch. A lot of my decks, when I first started reading and collecting, I would put them in pouches and get rid of the boxes. How silly is that? I thought that was the cool way to store them. Now I don't. I store them all in the boxes. Anyway, it's good to keep the boxes so you know what the deck is. I don't know. Let's get started here. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I haven't already said that. Got lost there for a second. Okay, let's do this. Current situation. 8 of Wands, present influence. Page of Pentacles, future influence. The Empress, what do we need to look for? 5 of Cups, unexpected. The Fool, challenge. 8 of Cups, strength. King of Swords, and where does this lead? 5 of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. Advice. The Moon, the bottom of the deck is the Magician. And then 3 of Cups. This may be something about for some of you, I think it's about like something that you've put a lot of work in trying to create, alchemy kind of feeling. But also I feel like it could be like an energy from maybe something that, or someone that you haven't felt like quite like they've been honest. Again, like there's not really negative. There's disappointment here a little bit, but I feel like there's going to be clarity because of that 8 of Wands. So I'm going to do clarifying a little differently. I'm just going to pull one card. So I'm going to do the reading and then just clarify with one card. But I'm getting the feeling with that 8 of Wands that there's some kind of message coming in. There's something that you learned. It could be an opportunity, but I feel like it comes from the Page of Pentacles, which here's the 8 of Wands, and then the Page of Pentacles, which I feel like this comes from you're focusing on something a lot. The Page of Pentacles really focuses on things. So I feel like that's the energy. But the message is about what you're focused on. And so, and you will, I feel like whatever happens, you've got the Empress. So you're going to feel like there's something here about enriching, and nurturing in the future, and that will be kind of playing a part here in the next few days. But this situation comes kind of frees itself somehow. That's the word I got. I have the 5 of Cups and what to look for. I mean, it's a reminder. I feel like it's saying you've been disappointed in the past. Make sure that you are looking at moving forward. Again, we have that tricky card here with the Magician, which can be tricky. Because if they're not being completely forthcoming, then be careful. And that's what that's asking. However, there is a new opportunity, and I feel like it comes in unexpectedly. And I feel like what comes in unexpectedly is your willingness to jump into it. And that's what's unexpected, because I feel like that's why this is there to kind of ask you, hey, be a little careful, because the challenge is you still need to walk away from something. And the strength here is with the King of Swords. I feel like this might be someone helping you out. We'll clarify everything. It leads to the 5 of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. So I feel like with this energy here, there may be, now when I read these court cards, they could be male, they could be female. Okay, please take them as they resonate. But the 5 of Swords is kind of that fight. There's some kind of fight that may be happening. And I think this King of Pentacles then turns into the King of Cups. In other words, they come around, but they're very, very professional, I want to say. And then the King of Cups comes in, which is really more of the excitement, or loving type person. So let's clarify each one of those. I'll just do one card for each. So tell me about the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. I'll pull one card for each of those. Tell me about the Eight of Wands and my phone's going crazy. Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Eight of Wands is clarified with the Four of Wands. So there is some kind of message comes in that has to do with celebration. There's a feeling of celebration here. I feel like this is a good message. Um, so I think it can be very exciting. I feel like it comes from, so this Page of Pentacles is the energy that this is about something that you've been thinking about, and it has to do with the Knight of Swords. There is either something that you want to move towards, or this is someone moving towards you rather quickly. Again, this could be part of the Eight of Wands message coming in, but this is definitely a person that's going to be coming back around, or around, not necessarily back around. I feel like it could be back around because I've got this warning of the Five of Cups and the Magician. And then we have the Empress. So let's clarify the Empress. Tell me about the Empress and our future influence. Is the Three of Cups. Yeah, I feel like that is a feeling to me of definitely um I think there's something really nice here about celebrating something together. Um this could be with someone or people in general. It could be a group, it could be work, it could be blah blah blah, friends, family. But I do feel like there is a very, like, I feel like that Empress, it makes me feel like you're feeling on top of the world. Like you feel good about this. There's something that feels very right about what's happening here. And then we have the Five of Cups. So let's clarify this Five of Cups and what to look for. I mean, it's disappointment. She's somewhat looking at the full cups, which is good, but she's still not completely paying attention to it because she still looks disappointed. And that's okay, right? Sometimes we want what we want, and if we no longer have that in our life, we may be feeling disappointed regardless of what we have in our full cups. But important thing is to look at that. So what is this Five of Cups? I feel like it's a warning, because since it's in what to look for, I feel like it's a warning. Tell me about the Five of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, remember how you felt. It's just asking you, remember how you felt. And I got that with that Five of Pentacles. It's like, remember how you felt. So if this is a new opportunity coming in, remember how you felt. In other words, you may need to do something about that, right? So tell me about the Fool and our unexpected. What is this that we jump and do? Tell me about the Fool. Oh, Nine of Cups. Oh, you're gonna do this. That's what it is. Like, okay, well, I may need to look at the Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles, but nah, I'm gonna do this because this has something to do that's very important to you. The thing is that you do dive in, but the reason that this warning is here, it's just asking you to be very careful. Um, there is a feeling like, but if I do this, I have to walk away from something, and that's the challenge. So there's something that you're going to have to walk away from. And so let's take a look at that. Please clarify this Eight of Cups, please. What is the Eight of Cups? The King of Cups. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like you are thinking, I don't think you can walk away from this. This is why it's a challenge. That I'm getting the overall feeling that no, I don't want to walk away from this. So there, and I think because that Fool negates it, and it comes in as a surprise because you don't think you're going to do it, but you do. And so that's why this is there as a challenge, because you're going to go anyway. And then we have the King of Swords. What king we're missing? The King of Wands. We got three kings over here. Okay, so what is this King of Swords and the strength? the world. Um, I think this is you understanding that there is an ending here, but I feel like too that there's an ending here, but I also feel like there is a beginning here. Um, because of that fool that you're going to jump in and do this. But I feel like too that there's this 8 of Cups energy over here with the challenge. There's something that you do have to walk away from. Now you know what it is with the King of Swords here with the world. You know that there is something that has come to its height. Now, can it level up? Maybe. Maybe. So 5 of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. I feel like that's an evolution, but tell me about this 5 of Swords, please. I feel like this is like figuring out what to do, how much to give a situation. Um, Tell me about the 5 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles, yeah. How much do I give? That's exactly 6 of Pentacles about giving, having enough to give. And I feel like, how much do I give? And I feel like that you want to, um, but there's something that's pulling you back here, and that's the issue. And tell me about this King of Pentacles, please. What is the King of Pentacles and then the King of Cups? Tell me about the King of Pentacles is Chariot, and King of Cups is the Hermit. So the King of Pentacles, I feel like, is coming in with this Chariot. I do feel like it is someone, I mean, these all could be very well work related, and I do feel like though it's important because of the disappointment piece. So this is something that's really important. So it's almost like be careful of, it could be a job offer, but it also could be a relationship. And then I feel like then comes the King of Cups with the Hermit. There is this feeling here because we had the King of Cups and the 8 of Cups as your challenge, that this might be like the I think it might be a discovery. Honestly, there's a discovery here. Once there is this energy going towards the King of Pentacles, there seems to be like, oh, you're shining the light on this cup part of this person, and you're saying, well, wait a minute, you have feelings too. It's not just you know all work and no play. There's play here. You're a person. You have feelings, and that's what I'm getting. So, what do we have as the moon is our advice? I think it's just asking to be clear. There's something here about that full energy maybe being dangerous. I don't think it's dangerous like in a forever. It's just like watch yourself because we've got, you don't want to go back in a route where you're going to be disappointed and left out in the cold. So be careful. If this is a relationship coming back around, you may need to say something. I don't want to be left out in the cold again. I don't want to be just dropped. If you're, let's have a conversation. But the moon is saying just be clear, understand if, be clear on what you need or what you want out of the situation. I feel like the Fool could be really good because when we jump into something, sometimes it's good. It shakes things up a little bit. And I do feel like that moon is just asking, just be clear, just be clear. I need to know exactly what the deal is. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you liked it. Let me know. Take care. Have a beautiful day.